I'm a big fan of John Dimaggio, and I was, aware of Futurama and Adventure Time and so many of these shows that I knew him from. But when I started researching him to get some extra information, I realized he does a lot of stuff. Like, who's here because you really like him in The Penguins of Madagascar? Yeah. Who's here because you like him in Gears of War? Yeah. My throat is killing me. Who's here because you like him as Aquaman in Batman Brave and the Bold? Yeah, that's one of my favorites. How about the Joker in Underneath the Red Hood? I like that one. I also like him as the Sphinx and, Samson in All-Star Superman. It's a good one. Who's here because they like him at Adventure Time? Futurama? There's a lot of reasons to love this man. Get up on stage, brother. John Dimaggio.
Awesome.
Whatever you'd like.
How you guys doing? I'm gonna sit right next to you, dude. I'm totally gonna sit right next to you.
I'm willing.
That's all right. We got it.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing? You all right? Fantastic. Before we start, I don't know if you guys know about this this movie that I've executive produced called I Know That Voice. Well, right now I got a preview of it if you'd like to see it. Okay. I brought a DVD. We'll see. We haven't tested it, so we'll see if it works. And if you guys are ready to give it a shot, let's see if it will roll. I'll keep my fingers crossed because we haven't tested it. Turn off all your phones, cell phones, and pagers, please. Yeah, I know, pagers. That's how old I am. Pagers, 1-800-SKY-PAGER. Anybody remember that? When you had to actually pull over in your car to use a payphone? Does anybody remember payphones?
I remember when my phone was as big as my shoe.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello?
Yeah, totally. Felt like Get Smart. 99? Now I'm really old. How we doing? Is there some struggling in the back? We're working on it?
We can talk about some stuff
That's
while
true.
we're
We
waiting.
could talk about some stuff. Let us know when you think you got it.
Well, you'd let us know. So one of the things that I noticed as I'm going through all these things, and again, like I said, full disclosure, I'm a voiceover guy myself. I do commercial stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate good voiceover guys. So
Okay. Sorry, give him a break. Give him a break for crying out loud, will you?
I'm a voiceover guy.
That's all right.
If I do Pizza Hut right now, it'll sound terrible.
Want more taste? Get America's favorite Pizza Hut.
Like a cancer patient.
Great.
But
Really fun.
I write comic books as well. So always I'm like trying to, when I see superheroes and supervillains and I want to be all the villains. Well, you've played every villain I want to be.
I got him cornered.
Yeah, wait a second.
Need a scary badass?
Listen to
Call
this.
John Dimaggio. He can do it.
He's played the Joker, Juggernaut, Hammerhead, the Wrecker, Gorilla Grodd, Rhino, Bizarro, Brother Blood, Sandman, Toyman, Mr. Freeze, Black Mask, Captain Boomerang, Black Adam, and Lord Havoc. And we were all jealous.
I did not realize the list was that large.
It's a long list.
That is
Kilowog
crazy.
on Duck Dodgers.
What's this?
Kilowog on Duck
Kilowog
Dodgers.
and Duck. Oh my God, Dr. Draken too.
Yeah.
Can't forget about Doc. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
impossible.
my
I'll get
list.
you. Yeah. She-Go. Wait, She-Go. She-Go.
My list was way longer for your introduction, but my voice was killing me, so I was like, that's enough. Are we queued up for the movie? Okay, so here's another question.
Okay.
As far as that goes, I've seen you do probably half of those voices on the list, most of the time not knowing it was you. But I've never A-B'd them. Are they all essentially the same? I mean, because they're all very similar. A lot of them are big,
You know,
scary characters.
they're all rooted in the same thing, really, but they're all tweaked. I mean, I think that's what it's all about, being an actor and trying to form the characters that you play. Is that as an actor, you're always going to start with yourself. So there's always that part of you that's going to be in it. Like when I hear people say, "Well, I hear Bender in your voice," in other voices that you do, and it's just like, well, that's because I'm part of Bender, and it's like there's Jake and Bender. It's just like, yeah, well, it's the same guy. I mean, like, I'm gonna sound a little bit alike every once in a while, but for the most part, it's all stuff that's fine-tuned and tweaked out, and and you listen to your director, you listen to the guy that wrote it, like what they want to come across, and you just put it all together in a blender and just hope it hits the mark,
Do you get the joy that I imagine I would get out of saying, "Nothing can stop the juggernaut"?
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh
are
no,
you
it's
like,
crazy.
Oh my God, I said
Listen,
that.
I mean, like every day at work for me is like. You guys remember when you were in school in like 5th or 6th grade, and you had all your homework done the night before, and you show up to class, and it's a beautiful day, and there's a substitute teacher there, and you get to sit next to the friend that you got separated from, when the regular teacher was there. So you get to sit next to your friend, and then they give you an assignment to do, and you finish that early, so you're done with that, and then you just sit there and hang out with your friend, and you talk, and then gym class comes around, and it's kickball, and you're like, kickball, awesome! And then you have lunch, and then recess is more kickball, oh my God! And then, you go back to class, and it's a beautiful day, and the windows are open, and you just get to sit and daydream and have fun and laugh.
Wasn't it the worst?
That's a day. That's like a day for me in the studio.
Wasn't it the worst when you get the goody two-shoes person who's like, "Hey, this is my seat," like really loud, and you're like, "Shut up, shut up!"
It's, you know what?
She doesn't know.
Listen, it's not a high school cafeteria. It's you can sit where you want. I don't care. It's if somebody's gonna have a problem with me in a booth because they want to sit somewhere,
I'll tell you right now, I'll kick them straight away in the crotch.
sorry. Every once in a while, my Tracy Morgan comes out, and I have to.
Gotta let everybody know up in here. That's true. John Dimaggio is my cousin.
I used to work with Tracy in New York City when I did stand-up many years ago, and he would come into the comedy club on a Saturday night in the middle of summer with a wife beater on, a do-rag, a white towel, like a face towel, and like baggy jeans down to the bottom of his ass, and he'd walk into the club and he'd be like, "Tracy Morgan," and he'd come in.
A lot of fine-looking women up in here tonight. I'm gonna make somebody pregnant.
You're like, wow, this guy is unbelievable. How does he get away with it?
What was your stand-up stuff like?
There's a lot of parody stuff. I was in a 2-man act, so we did a lot of rap songs that we wrote ourselves, and I beatboxed, so we would do that. We would do that stuff, and I do a lot of characters, a lot of goofy stuff. We'd make fun of radio commercials and TV commercials and stuff like that, and just make fun of college kids pretty much, and go around the country and have fun. It was cool. It was fun, but I'm glad it's over because that's a rough gig, man. Stand up is hard, I mean, I was good at it, and I'm glad I got out when I did, but I wouldn't want to go back and do it. So are we ready to try this thing? Okay. This is a preview of the film. I Know That Voice. Keep our fingers crossed. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it's going to work.
It's changing.
Find out what they think so that we can show you, everything you always wanted to know about voice acting, but we're afraid to ask. You go to dinner parties, what do you do? I say, I'm a voice actor.
really went into animation, they would look at it with a lot more sort of a sense of awe.
There's nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust your picture. We are controlling the transmission.
Who is that? Well, it's into commercials. And here in the voice now. I know who that is.
You're on SpongeBob? I love that. I love the fact that they don't know who is your grand. What do you mean you don't know? I love the look in the little kids' eyes when they find out and they say, you know, can you do the voice, which happens in a way every day? And this is sort of the way their eyes pop.
Bobby kind of sounds like this there. Geez, John, that's so interesting.
I do love that. Nancy Copley is so funny. And she plays it Barbie. And it freaks kids out.
Kids will say to me, do Bart. And it's a little guy, I'll say, close your eyes. Because, come on, I'm gonna check. And you have 9 spikes on the top of my head, and it's certainly not 10 years old, but, you know, if you look at close your eyes, I have sister was having it. So all you hear, all you need really is the sound, right? I think it's great.
On camera, I'm pretty much limited to, you know, what you see here. I mean, hey, it could be an old age makeup, and I gotta play an old version of myself. But you can't put me in young makeup and you know, 10 years old again. But I can play Ted, you know, in a cartoon. I can easily do that. Play an old version of myself. You know, I can.
Doing a show like American Dad, we have such an enormous cast every single week, and because we can't, you know, be using 20 or 30 actors, because we have to do a lot of, we have to film it and do a lot of different characters. So I've gotten over the last 8 years to really be able to stretch my range and really get an opportunity to do things that I wouldn't normally have gotten to do.
Animation, I think now for me takes the place of stage, because stage I could do lots of different characters that I would never cast on film, but it's like stretching. You know, you can stretch on stage and do, you know, very bizarre old men or young women or boys or whatever you want to do on stage. You can do the same thing in animation.
And I always kind of got a little bag of tricks and little they bring around with them actually. At least that's how I look at it. You know, occasionally someone needs a hit, but that you can open up the chambers in your throat to make it larger. You can modify the column of air. You can just switch it up there and in all these just horrific kinds of ways.
Marketing opportunity. It is a place where people who live and breathe and bleed for this stuff go to be passionate with one another. The times are great. It's like I'm a Beatle. It's nuts. It's in the club. I'm like Big Daddy from fun. I should put some stuff on my bed.
I have to get my thoughts right.
It's really fun. Anything you're a rabid fan of is cool. And it's like, I think with the Comic-Con, they did something really different because it gave these people who were so into comics and cartoons and fantasy and anime and all these mediums, it's like it gave them a place to go.
Yeah, conventions are a trip. It's really been amazing to see fans.
Isn't that ridiculous? These people are that sick. for somebody who really likes something and you get to actually meet people who do it.
It's a place where fans can completely be themselves. You know, where they can live out their fantasy with people that are of like mind. Good for them.
These people have stupid lives, people are lost. And these characters are such a profound effect on many people's lives. And that's a very special thing to be part of.
It's also like cool to meet all the people who actually want to see you. That's like fun. I like doing panels and stuff.
I love doing comic cons and comic book shows where they are gracious enough to have voice people come and talk about the craft. There's so many people that light up that are interested in it, and I've been blown away.
The best part of this is sounds so cheesy, but it's this. Came to meet the fans. And you go, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being into it. I'm glad you like that. It's worth doing, and it's fun. If you can get through to see it, people.
You walk around with a baby, you can't move faster than a baby can, and you're just like waddling. Everyone's like bumper bumper, that's why you can't. You're always just tossed together. Celebrities that come on this working through like these back alleyways throughout. They're sort of like basically through the garbage area. Which is rad.
This is thinking about, you know, where the loading dock is. These are all the dark corners. This is not a compliment.
I wanted to make this documentary because I wanted to honor these people. I wanted to show that my peers are really incredible. They're an incredibly talented bunch. I wanted to show those people. I wanted to show their face. I wanted to show them as champions of the industry.
Sweet. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Looks great. Really. I'll be watching.
Just so you know, I have special edition convention versions of this film for sale now. So if you want to buy a copy, come on down to my booth, and I'll be here till 3 o'clock today. 3 o'clock, 3:30. How much? $20. $20. You got $20? I'll give you a movie.
Where'd you grow up? In Jersey.
And a movie. Bing. Yes, I grew up in New Jersey. I grew up in Plainfield, New Jersey, home of the birthplace of George Clinton of Parliament Funkadelic. So I come from the Queen City. Can you dig it? Oh yeah.
Now,
that is
I know
right.
the crowd's got a lot of questions. Are we
Yeah,
good
let's
to
go.
get some lines
let's open
going
it up. So
on that mic over there?
There's a microphone over there. There's a microphone over there. No
First
need
come,
to
first serve.
no need to trample anybody.
Sir, let's do it.
Okay. How's it going, guys?
It's going all right, man. How you doing?
Good. Question I wanted to ask was, have you ever used your voices for evil in real life, other than, of course, being villains or Bender?
What kind of question is that, bro?
It's the one I want to know.
Off the bat, like, do you use your powers for evil?
Do you mess with telemarketers?
Yeah, right? Actually, you know, it's funny. When telemarketers call my house, I'll answer the phone and be like,
This is the last time you call in this house, man. I'm gonna tear that ass up through this phone. You keep talking to me. Call me again. Call me again.
so, yeah, if you're a telemarketer, don't call me. I mean, that's really pretty much it. I mean, I don't know how evil it really, that's a, man, what? Use your powers for evil.
I will go to the dark side.
Hi, John.
Hey.
I have a question for Bending Rodriguez. If you were running for president, what would your platform be?
Booze. Nothing but booze, baby. That's it. Just booze. Simple, plain and simple, baby. Booze.
Hi.
Hi. First off, I'd just like to say my first Comic-Con, I was at one of your panels, and it made my whole first Comic-Con amazing.
Oh, awesome. I hope this one lives up to that one, because I don't want to be like, peek out and then tank.
And I was wondering if you could say a few lines of Brother Blood, like stuff you wouldn't normally say.
Would you like paper or plastic? Brother Blood. Yes. Paper, okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Brother Blood's got it bad. He's working at a grocery store, just like, I can't make ends meet. Clean up on aisle 6.
Hey, my name is Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Hey, quick question, and I'm sure you get this all the time, and I'm really sorry. How did you first get started doing voiceovers?
Well, it's funny you asked that, because if you buy the documentary, you'll find out. No, I'm sorry. I had to do that.
Gotta sell.
No. How did I first get started? Well, I used to do stand-up. From like 90 to 96, and I've been acting since I was a kid, since I was about 9, and so I went to college for theater, and then after that, kind of dropped out and started doing some professional theater, and then a friend of mine and I created a comedy act called Red Johnny and the Round Guy, and we had a show on MTV back in like '94. Something like that, way back. But I was doing stand-up, and then I was talking to a friend of mine. I wasn't happy doing stand-up anymore, because comedy teams never work. It's just the way it is. And I was talking to a friend of mine who's an actor, a successful one at that. Like he was, at the time he was performing in a play at Lincoln Center. And I said, dude, what do you do in between gigs? He was like, well, I do voiceover. It's better than doing a commercial, being on camera, because you're not that, oh, you're the Twinkies guy, like that, people see and you're like, yeah, Twinkies ad. But you can be the voice of the Twinkies guy and not be that guy and not pigeonholed in that thing. So it really kind of appealed to me. And I started working with a new manager, and then I asked the new manager asked me what I wanted to do, and I was like, wow, I'd love to try voiceover. And she was like, okay, and she called up a guy who worked at a voiceover agency in New York City, called him up and said, yeah, I want to bring a client of mine in, John Dimaggio. And he was like, I don't know who that is. She's like, Red Johnny and the Round Guy, that comedy team. And at the time, we were headlining. I mean, I came up with like Dave Chappelle, Dave Attell, Louis C.K., all those guys, Jeff Ross. I gave Jeff Ross his first writing job. Like the guy who does all the roasts and stuff. So I came from a pedigree that was pretty hype, but nobody knew my name. They only knew me as part of that comedy team. So when he was like, oh, that guy, because I did a lot of voices in the act, he was like, bring him in. So within a week of having that conversation with this new manager, I had a voiceover agent, and I booked my very first job that I went out on. And I did a lot of radio and television advertisements in New York. And then when I moved out to Los Angeles in 96, 97, I started doing a lot of voiceover for animation, because there was more animation in Los Angeles. And then the rest is kind of history.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks.
Say hi to my daughters, Tabitha and Tara, and Jake the dog speak.
Tabitha and Tara, awesome. You guys are the best. Totally math.
All right.
Hey.
So for those of us who aren't voice acting gods but want to get into voice acting,
Oh.
what kind of education and training and roles and circles should we be looking to get ourselves into to try and pursue that as a career?
I think the thing that's most important about being a voice actor is that first and foremost, you have to be an actor. Because if you don't have that part of you in you, you don't have the skills to create and build the character from the ground up. You're just doing a a voice thing, and that will become transparent quickly over time. So first and foremost, you have to be an actor. Secondly, you have to be familiar with your strengths and your weaknesses, equally familiar with both. You have to know what you can and can't do. Also, you have to be familiar with how to use a microphone. You have to be familiar with what kind of sound your voice creates in front of that mic, so that you know what you have to do in order to hit the marks. It's funny. There's ways to do that too. I mean, like if you're able to be involved in a college radio station, if you're a college student, work on your college radio station. Do that. Take diction classes. You can. Right now, there's a lot of guys that do a lot of voice classes and stuff like that. So always look online for stuff. D. Bradley Baker, the actor that did that crazy voice with the vase and stuff like that, check him out online. He's got a wonderful blog. I think it's called iwannabeavoiceactor.com. I think that's what it's called, but he's got a really detailed thing. The most important thing, though, I think, is it's your own journey. So what I could tell you doesn't matter. It's going to be your own journey. You get there how you get there. I can't dictate to you how you're going to get there. You have to do it yourself. So I could give you all the advice you want, but you have to be in it. You have to play ball where the game is played, and go to where the work is, and see what you can do.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. I hope that answered your question, bro. Yes.
Hello. Way back in 2000, the very first time that Futurama was ever canceled. For the fans.
Thanks for the reminder, dude.
Well, for your fans on the East Coast, Futurama was actually cut short right in the middle of
football. Yeah. We've been mistreated from the start.
Well, it was actually the election results.
Was it the election results? Oh, it was the election results. When that guy that was governor for 8 years, because he wasn't really the president, because he kind of lied about the election. Is that guy we're talking about?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah. Florida. Anyway, so what's your question? I'm sorry.
How did it feel to you and/or to Bender, if you want to answer for him, that you had the very last word in Futurama for, there was months before anyone got to see it on rerun, pre-internet, the dark ages of the internet. How did that feel to have the last word of Futurama by happenstance right in the middle of Bite My Shiny Metal Ass?
It's funny because it's getting the last one in is always fun. I was like, I got the last one, yay! But as far as like getting the last line, I don't want the show to have a last line. And people ask if the show is done. Have you guys seen the last episode yet? All right, who here has seen it? Make some noise. Who here hasn't seen it?
Oh no.
Okay, so we won't spoil it for you. All I'm saying though is that the last 8 minutes of it is very beautiful, very sad, and then it's hopeful for the whole world. So I don't know. When Matt Groening looks at me and goes, I'm like, man, it's kind of sucks that it's over, and he goes, don't worry about it. Really? Wait, what? Don't worry about it. Oh, okay. So, you know,
Billy-
listen,
Billy said the same
listen.
thing.
The show is already zombie Futurama anyway. We died twice. You know, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, it's good to have the last word. And real men do love cats, don't they, sir?
They do.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you.
I have 2 cats at home. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs, and it's awesome when they're all laying around, just like, we just want to be with you. So, awesome. Thanks for your question. I appreciate it. I hope I answered it.
Thanks.
All right, cool.
Hello. I just want to know if you improvise a lot on like Adventure Time or Futurama. How much of it is just stuff you say that's not even written?
Well, in Futurama's case, you know, we stick to the script because we have on that show the best writers in television, the most overeducated writing staff on television. These guys argue about math jokes for 3 hours. No, this isn't the theorem. Like they've invented theorems for Futurama. Like they've invented math theorems in order to, you know, I think the Globetrotter episode where they keep like jumping. No, they had to switch the head. They switched the bodies, the voices and the bodies, and they actually had to do a math theorem for that to figure out how to get all the bodies back into their own. It's crazy, man. I don't have that time. Do you have that time? You know. But as far as like improvising is concerned, what you want to do normally is you want to get what the writers have put out for you in the can. You want to get that done. And then after you have that, if they have the time, go back, let's take another pass. Can we play with this? I want to tweak this. I want to see if I can. And, you know, sure enough, if it's funny and it sticks and it works, they'll keep it in. You know, a lot of it is what they write, but there's also that part of you that you get to bring as an actor to the role to try and, you know, light a fire. You know, Bender's, you know, singing, when he sings, that's all me. I just make that up, you know. Oh yeah, come on, do. You know, that's just me just playing around. They're like, just Bender strut. It's like, okay, done. But you know what's funny about that is that I've invented like these songs and little ditties and stuff like that. I'm a member of ASCAP now because of it. ASCAP is the American like composers, like, you know, so every time one of those things plays, I get paid extra. Boom. So whenever you hear Bender scat, just think, John Dimaggio is getting paid right now. Hooray. So yeah, you know, there's room for it, but as long as you get stuff in the can, then you get what, you know, and the same goes for Adventure Time too, pretty much. You just get what the writers want, and then you can play. If it sticks, it works.
Thank you.
All right, sure. Yes, sir.
Hello, I love you on Thrilling Adventure Hour and all of your other projects.
Thank you very much. Thrilling Adventure Hour. You guys know Thrilling Adventure Hour? It's a great podcast. You should check it out if you haven't.
I have a question about the voice development for Aquaman and Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Yes.
When you were choosing a voice for Aquaman, did the fact that he was bearded Aquaman versus clean-shaven figure into the development?
Did he have like some kind of Michael McDonald effect or something like that with his beard? Yeah, I just aged myself again. Everybody's like, Michael McDonald? Who the? He had a beard. He sang like, you don't know me, but I'm your bro. Then forget it. Anyway, no, I don't think it did. The only, you know, it's funny because it came to, for Batman Brave and the Bold, Andrea Romano, who you saw in that, she directed that. She's also directed like Pinky and the Brain, SpongeBob SquarePants. She's unbelievable. Those Emmys behind her, she had 8 of them. She's got 8 Emmys, and she dresses them up in Barbie clothes. She's not messing around. But she was the one who cast that, and it came down to me and Diedrich Bader for the role of Batman, and Diedrich got it. And Diedrich's a friend of mine. So I was like, well, cool, man. That's awesome. I was like, all right, well, I didn't get to play Batman. So she's like, and she called me up. And she was like, John, you didn't get Batman. I'm sorry. But consolation, you're Aquaman. And I was like, cool. Because all I can think about Aquaman is just like, you know, from the Super Friends. Like, meanwhile, back in the Hall of Justice, Batman and Superman talk about their feelings. You know, and all I can think of is like Aquaman, like controlling a bunch of whales, like bloom, 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 with the circles coming out of his head. Anyway, I was excited about that. Aging myself. I was very excited about that, and you know, he was just a very broad character and full of vim and vigor, outrageous. And so it was just, you know, we just got to play, and I don't think the beard had anything to do with it. I mean, if it did, that really didn't have a factor in what I did with my voice. So I wasn't like, he's got a beard, he's gonna sound a little different because the hairs on his cheeks are gonna affect the wind coming through his face. No.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
Hey, John, I've been a really big fan since I think about 5 or 6 years ago. My roommate and I had...
What happened to the time before that? Kidding, I'm sorry. Sorry, dude, I'm sorry. Go ahead, keep going.
No, I'm sorry.
That's all right, don't worry about it. I'm
no,
sorry.
we had a running streak. It was like 9 or 10 video games and cartoons. Everything we watched, you would pop up in it. We thought it was some weird conspiracy.
Really?
Like maybe you were watching us and,
What?
hey, guys.
What kind of conspiracy, my friend?
But yesterday...
There is no conspiracy.
I'll have to take your word for it.
You must take my word for it.
Only 'cause
Don't
it's you.
speak. Don't speak. Okay, now you can speak.
Thank you.
What's your question, bro?
Yesterday, someone asked Billy, and I thought this was a really good question, about the propensity for big-name live-action actors to be hired for big movie roles instead of, you know, more seasoned, experienced voice actors. Just want to know your opinion on that.
That really set Billy off. He was upset about the. He was like,
Who Billy was?
Billy was like,
well,
yes,
you know, listen,
I have an opinion.
Yeah, Billy's quite opinionated on that subject, if you ask me. But I'm, without sounding like I'm ungrateful for what I already have and how fortunate I've been, I really think that that those actors are grossly overpaid and mostly underqualified to do the jobs that they're doing. Like the government. Like the government, bro. Fuck yeah, man, like the government. You know, I mean, Cameron Diaz made, what, $10 million, $20 million for Shrek? Does any, could it, I mean, like, Tara Strong could have done that in a day. And it probably took Cameron Diaz, you know, weeks to do that. You know, I don't know. It's, you know, how much of the pie do you really need? That's what it comes down to. A lot of people are greedy. A lot of people don't know when it's going to end, or have that kind of a thought process that, like, I don't know when this is gonna end. Like, I'll take the money and run. Like, so that's frustrating. But listen, as long as I have a job and I'm working, I don't care what anybody else is doing. That's their business. That's you know. But when it comes to that, I think the journeyman, I think my colleagues are getting a really raw deal. So
thank you.
That's that. All right, cool.
I wanted to ask a very similar question to what I asked Billy yesterday. I'm Stuart. I'm also an aspiring voice actor.
Cool.
And what I wanted to ask was, if there was one piece of knowledge that you wish you knew towards the beginning of your voice acting career, but didn't, what was it?
That's a good question.
When you're thinking about an answer, can I ask how many aspiring voiceover actors are in this room? Show of hands. Come on,
Okay.
be honest. All right, there's a bunch.
You know,
It's just interesting.
Yeah, no. You know, what would I think? What would I say? What would I have done differently? What kind of a? You know what? That's a really good question. It's a tough one to answer because I don't know if I'd have changed something, how it would affect how it's already worked out. You know, like you need to make those mistakes. If I would tell myself something back then, I would say go even further. Make more calculated mistakes. You know, just to because you can't. You'll never know. You'll never know if you know. And be prepared. Be really prepared. You know, have your guns loaded. Be really prepared. You know, all the time. I think that's what I'd tell myself.
All right, thank you.
Cool.
So we only have 5 minutes left. We'll see how many questions we can get to in 5 minutes.
Okay, well let's see if we can.
Try
Super
to knock
King,
some out.
the best one of the three. Oh yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
First off, I'd just like to say that you're my favorite Joker voice.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hey, I even got a blessing from Mark Hamill. I saw him 3 months ago at an Adventure Time recording. I was like, hey, Mark, how you doing? He's like, John, man, how you doing? Listen, you know what, man? I've been meaning to tell you, I loved your Joker. And I was like, dude, thank you so much. That was huge. But the thing is like, Mark Hamill's a big fan of my Joker, but Mark Hamill's fans are not a big fan of my Joker. So I wish Mark would say something to him, for crying out loud, because those guys are brutal. Anyway,
I
go
like
ahead.
both. You can like both.
Huh?
I'm a Hamill guy.
Yeah, you can like
but I
both.
liked
You
yours.
can like both. It's
It
like,
was
you know,
it
it's
was
like
a different take.
Playing the
it was really good. I liked
playing the
it.
Joker's like playing Macbeth. It's like getting to play one of those classic characters. You know, everybody gets a shot. You know, eventually.
But I was wondering, what breed of dog is Jake? I'm thinking pug, but I don't know.
See, somebody said this to me earlier and totally stumped me. There they are over there. Totally, they saw me outside. They were like, I have to ask you a question. What kind of a dog is Jake? I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. Nobody told me. It's just a dog. It's like a yellow stretchy thing. I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. That's fine. I have no idea. You know, and looking at his face though, I think maybe he could be a pug. He could be a pug. But listen, follow me on Twitter. I told them, follow me on Twitter and keep asking me the question, because eventually I'm going to see Penn sooner or later and be like, Penn, dude, the fans want to know, pug or not? What's up? So follow me on Twitter. I'll answer that question even further. But I think you're definitely on point.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Okay, my question's more towards Bender. We all know supposedly that the show is over, and we don't know if it is or not, but
Yes.
what is Bender going to do now that he's supposedly out of a job?
Booze! Booze, baby! Nothing but booze. Oh, yeah. That's it. Once again, one-word answer. Boom. Awesome. Yes, sir.
All right, I'm a huge fan of your animation work, obviously.
Thank
but
you.
I know that you've done some live-action work
Yes.
as well. I saw you on the Newsroom a couple months ago getting
Yay!
yelled at by Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, that was
which
awesome.
great.
That guy put on a clinic. He's brilliant. He's a great actor. Wonderful to work with.
So what's your favorite live-action job that you've ever worked on?
I mean, Pirates of Silicon Valley was pretty awesome. That was a lot of fun. That was a while ago, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'd have to say that. Definitely. I've done a couple of pilots that didn't make it onto the air and all kinds of stuff, but that was a lot of fun. I had a blast doing that.
Thanks.
Cool.
All right, I think this is probably going to be our last question.
We got these guys right here. Hey, how you doing?
Okay, well, I'm wondering, what was your favorite Adventure Time episode that you made?
Why are you wearing your brother as a jacket?
Yes. Your brother's very shy.
It's like
He's
that
just like,
baseball scene.
Please, big brother, shield me from the bad men. I don't like these guys.
He's trying to buckle the hands.
Oh,
like
totally, yeah.
Spaceballs.
So what's your name?
Clark.
Clark. All right, Clark, what's my favorite Adventure Time episode? I would have to say that it's the episode where Jake becomes a dad and has to watch.
Yeah, I
has
do
to-
like that one.
You like that one too, Clark? I'm
Yeah.
glad you like that one because it's a pretty awesome one.
Yeah.
Also, I like the one where Jake sings. You like baking pancakes? You ever seen that one? You like that? You ever see? You know the song, right? Want me to sing the song?
Okay. Yeah!
Okay, Clark. Ready? You gotta sing it with me. Making pancakes, baking pancakes. I make some bacon and I put it in a pancake. Baking pancakes, that's what I'm gonna make. Baking pancakes. You like that?
Do you get paid
Awesome.
for that one too?
What's this?
Do you get paid for that one?
Oh
as
yeah,
well?
I wish I got paid for that one, boy. That would.
Everybody, John Dimaggio.
Awesome.
Thanks for hanging with us, brother.
Come on by my booth. Check out the movie. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Thank you.